Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us for today's conference call featuring two fascinating matchups that are sure to deliver on June 22nd for the Bellator Champions Series in Dublin at the 3 Arena. This will be Bellator's 11th visit to Dublin since 2016. The passion of the Irish fans, the talent of the athletes has led Bellator to returning again and again, investing in the homegrown talent and putting the city's love for MMA on a global platform. It really is a special place for us to be fighting and holding shows. So first we'll kick off with the welterweight bout, Jason Jackson against Ramazan Kuramagomedov, and then later we'll cross over to the lightweight bout featuring the Irish prospect Paul Hughes and his veteran opponent Bobby King. Okay, known as the ass-kicking machine, Jason Jackson returns to the Bellator cage after defeating Ray Cooper III in the PFL Champions versus Bellator Champions event. Ramzan Kuramagomedov sits currently undefeated at 12-0 with a win over Randall Wallace at Bellator 301 being the most recent, on a mission to keep the O and take the championship belt from Jason Jackson in Dublin. So the way this is going to go, I'm going to ask a question to each of the fighters, and then I'm going to hand it over to Gabby to field the questions from the media. So first question to Jason, how does it feel to be back in the Bellator cage after the Champions v Champions event?
You know, it feels great, especially going against a guy like Ramazan, skillful prospect, dangerous guy. So it just made me run harder, train harder, because I know this guy, is a really good fighter, an excited fighter, and can't sleep on him. So I can't wait to get back to Ireland. I'm 4% Irish, so I'm going over there to represent that 4%.
Nice. And to Ramzan, this is your third appearance in the Bellator cage. What do you have to do to get the victory here and remain undefeated?
Рамазан, вопрос тебе. Это уже твой третий бой в Беллаторе. Подходя к этому бою, какой ты думаешь твой ключ к победе? Что ты должен сделать, чтобы Джейсона победить?
Всех приветствую. Есть много ключей к победе. Джейсон очень сильный боец, на мой взгляд. Он один из лучших в мире в этой весовой категории. Но, как говорится, ключи есть каждому, и мы их подберем.
Hello, everybody. Yes, definitely. That's a very exciting fight coming up. Jason is definitely up there, one of the top fighters in the world. Gotta give it to him. But every fighter has little shortcomings, and we'll definitely have to find the key to Jason this time. There are several ways to approach it, but I guess the cage will show.
All right, thank you both. So I'm going to hand it over to Gabby now, who will be fielding the questions from the media. So Gabby, over to you.
All right, Donna Corby.
Hey guys, Donna Corby with Bloody Elbow. I wanted to ask Ramzan about the level of opposition. I mean, this is clearly a big step up. Do you believe Jason Jackson is the hardest test you have faced so far as a professional mixed martial artist?
Вопрос тебе, Рамазан.
Yes, I believe this. He's the hardest test in my life, in my MMA career.
And how do you plan to deal with such a jump in opposition and against someone who's obviously as much of a veteran and on such a run like he is?
Подходя к нему конкретно, у тебя есть какие-то уже стратегии, выработанный план, ты как-то готовился специально под него?
Да, вся подготовка моя проходит специально именно к нему как оппоненту, потому что он, как я сказал, я повторюсь, на мой взгляд, он один из лучших в мире на данный момент в этой весовой категории, поэтому подготовка вся абсолютно именно. Мы постоянно смотрим его бои и ищем ключи, которые нам помогут одержать победу.
Yes, I definitely don't take this fight lightly. My whole camp, I've been preparing specifically for him. All my sparring partners, I've been watching his fights. So, yeah, I definitely think that's going to be one of the top fights in my career.
Last one for Jason. You've been quite close in the past with Ian Machado Gary, who's obviously from Dublin. Has he given you any tips for what to expect when you come over to Ireland?
No, definitely. Ian kind of focused on, he have a big fight coming up, so I'm pretty sure he is in Brazil focused right now. But, I like to go with the win, and I'm go over there and just live it to the fullest.
Thank you.
Next one, Mike Pendleton.
First one for Jason. Jason, when you took on Ramazan for the belt, everyone was overlooking you coming into the fight, and you shut up the masses. Now, having someone like Ramazan come in and all that he's accomplished, what is it like for you? You knew you had to go get the guy everyone said you couldn't beat, and now there's another guy coming, chomping at your title. What is that kind of change in the narrative like for you?
Right now, I'm motivated and pumped, especially with Ramazan saying this is my shortcoming, because I had worked my ass off to be where I'm at. I'm proving that this is not luck. I didn't stumble up on this journey by accident. I had a lot of setback and I had a lot of doubts. So I will prove that this was meant to, that I had worked every single day hard to be where I'm at.
And not only do you work as hard as you do, but your entire gym does so much going on inside the doors, inside Kill Cliff FC, and everything going on. So many guys preparing for high-level fights. What does that do for you as a world champion when the room is just filled with high-octane energy preparing for massive fights?
Trust me, we have everything in there that we need. There's nothing we're short of. And everybody is motivated. And the thing about our gym, we're one. We're one. And this is like different culture, different race. We're still one. We're not divided like American Top Team.
Thank you. And Ramazan, one for you. You've been with Bellator for quite a few fights in your career. What would it mean to wrap that belt around your waist?
Sorry, can you repeat the question, Mike?
Yep. What would it mean to wrap the Bellator belt around your waist, a company that you've spent several fights of your career with?
Насколько для тебя будет иметь значение этот беллаторский пояс получить, и чтобы тебе его вокруг пояса повязали?
Вот я начал заниматься смешанными единоборствами, я пришел, и у меня вот цель, мечта была стать чемпионом именно. 13 лет уже прошло, я вот 13 лет к ней иду, и она уже очень близко, я надеюсь, и я верю в себя, что 22 июня этот пояс на меня оденут.
That's been the whole goal of my career. I've been doing this for 13 years now. Since I came to the gym, I always wanted to have a belt. That's what I was working hard for. And I think at this point, this is as close as I've been to my goal. And definitely in Dublin, I would like to see that belt around my waist.
Last one for me, and it's really for both of you, but I'll start with Ramazan. You guys are headlining in one of the world's most popular fight cities. I don't know that there's another crowd anywhere in the world that gets up for fights, especially a Bellator show like the Dublin crowd, like Dan Hardy was saying. What does it mean to you guys to be at the top of the marquee inside Dublin, where you know the crowd will be going crazy throughout the entire night?
Рамазан, вопрос сначала тебе. В Дублине вообще публика в Европе очень любит ММА, сумасшедшие фанаты там иногда. Наверняка будет большая поддержка. Для тебя это важно, интересно поучаствовать в такой публике, которая будет вас сильно поддерживать, и плюс при этом вы являетесь главным боем вечера.
Да, если честно, очень так интересно, очень жду этот момент, когда буду выходить, и полный зал будет зрителей.
Yes, definitely. I'm looking forward to the Europe crowd. I'm hoping the whole stadium is going to be full arena, and I'm looking forward to that crazy energy that they might show.
To me, it means the world, because I only get to live once. I may, like Ramazan said, I may never be champion again. I may never fight again in Ireland. I may never get to do MMA again. So I'm going to put my all in it.
Thank you, guys.
J.L. Curvin.
Thanks, Gabby. This question is for Jason. So this has been one of the more active stretches of your career. I think just like four months in between each fight. And how do you feel like that's affected you in camp? How just being active, just always being ready for like an upcoming fight?
Affect me in a good way because, I always wanted to be active. And, now I'm in the position where I have the ball in my court. So I'm going to continue on making it roll because, like I said, I may never wake up tomorrow. So I'm going to continue on doing it over and over at work my life over and over and over. And I'm going to continue on working. I'm not going to stop working. And whatever it is, I'm going to continue on fighting as much as I can because that's what I love doing. I love to fight. And every time I get inside the cage, it's like I can't believe, like, man, I'm here again. Thank God.
Absolutely. And then this question goes to both of you. Just sort of touching on just the importance of headlining in Dublin, one of the great fight cities. Just how has your world travels in MMA sort of shaped you as a person? Like just being able to, go see different parts of the world, experience different cultures and stuff like that through such a cool job.
Рамазан, вопрос такой по поводу, поскольку ты стал бойцом мирового уровня, тебе приходилось теперь в разные страны путешествовать, видеть разные культуры, вдохновляться, в разных школах заниматься. Насколько для тебя, как на бойца, повлияло это? То есть помогло тебе развиться и набраться новых навыков?
В каждом месте, где я был, куда я приезжал на сборы, как бы на кемп, в Америку и так далее, все, по-любому, хочешь не хочешь, от спарринг-партнера ты что-то новое узнаешь разом. Это как бы плюса много, где-то ты только растешь от этого. Поэтому, я думаю, очень сильно повлияло на то, что я постоянно вот так ездил на сборы, проводил кемпа в Америке в разных залах, спарринговался с лучшими бойцами своего дивизиона, потом выше дивизиона.
Yes, definitely. That's a crucial factor. When you travel the world, you train different camps, different guys. You have multiple sparring partners from different schools, different cultures. That's what makes you a world level athlete because you fight with guys from best gyms, whether it's your weight class or a class above. You just observe all that as a sponge, and that's what makes you really great partner, a great fighter. And I'm really thankful for all the experience that I had around the world.
I haven't traveled to train the world, but I know the world had traveled to train with us. So I didn't have to go nowhere in Florida. But at the end of the day, I love going across the pond to go to Saudi Arabia, all them other places, and experience like great culture. I love the Muslim culture. And now I get to go to Ireland with the Irish. After I done retain my belt, can't wait to go drink a Guinness. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to stuff like that, going and see different culture. I'm soaking it in like a sponge, and I'm humble.
Great. Thank you. That's all I have.
Andrew Benjamin.
Hey, I got one question for Jason, one question for Ramazan. Jason, my first question for you is one of the things I noticed about your record is that up until the last two fights, you had just a string of decision wins. I'm curious to know, who or what do you credit to finishing your opponents the way you did in your last two fights?
I learned that strategy a little bit from Kamaru Usman. Kind of just kind of win them all the important fight. And once you get to the big fight, you start finishing them. You know what I'm saying? And another thing I kind of learned too, along the way, when I was smoking weed to fighting my fight. You see something? Yeah. So I kind of when I would go in there, I would kind of relax and not push it to the limit. And then once I did that Douglas Lehman fight and I didn't do that for one year straight, I was kind of disappointed in myself. Like, hold on. You went in there and you made it look so easy, kicked your leg for all this time, and you didn't felt anything. You didn't felt tired or anything. You didn't leave it all in there. And I just knew I had more. Well, I could push past my limit a little more without that, So now I just stray away from it for my last two fights. And I seen the result that I'm pushing, and I'm pushing harder. I'm focusing camp. And, this just the tip of the iceberg right now. So you're gonna see more finish from Jason Jackson.
Gotcha. For Ramazan, first off, Assalamu alaikum. I would like to know who or what motivates you to continue to be a fighter. What motivates you to go into a cage and to fight?
Belt.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
Belt. Championship
Okay.
belt.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Marty, King's Court.
My first question's for Jason. Jason, obviously, since your fantastic performance against Amosov to clinch that belt, obviously you've been out in Saudi Arabia, you won and got super champ status as well. You've been taking pictures, signing signatures, kissing babies. How's life changed for you since you've got super champ status, brother?
Life, I mean, in the MMA world, it changed a little bit, but them trees ain't gonna cut themselves. Them coconuts ain't gonna come off the tree by themselves. You know, my kids, I have to take care of that. I know a lot of MMA fighters, that's all they do is MMA and belt and championship, but I have a life outside of MMA, so I still have to come back to the regular world, which taking care of my family, and I own a landscaping company. I'm out working in the sun, doing a whole bunch of different things, you know what I'm saying? So life still kind of remained the same outside of fight, but within fighting, again, more respect, you know what I'm saying?
Nice. And I see that you are working hard. You are preparing for this fight and giving it the due. I see that you've been doing hill sprints with Big Linton Vassell, Impa Sanganai. You've touched on it before, but obviously in terms of the talent that's in Killcliff, how has that helped you for this camp? And what do you expect from Ramazan come Dublin?
Well, Ramazan is a young, talented guy, and I don't put nothing past him. Because I know I've been in that shoes when I contend for the belt, and now I'm here, and I'm gonna prove to myself and everyone that I'm here to stay. It's not a shortcoming. You know what I'm saying? This is not short.
Thanks, Jason. And the last one to Ramazan. Ramazan, obviously you've burst onto the scene and you've done really what you needed to do in Bellator. Obviously, 2 wins in your 2 fights. How much and how important does that motivation and momentum give you coming into this fight against Jason Jackson?
Рамазан, ты ворвался на сцену ММА, в Bellator, себя хорошо зарекомендовал, 2 боя, хорошие победы. Насколько для тебя важно продолжать набирать обороты, то есть и продолжать доказывать, что ты можешь стать чемпионом здесь?
Ну, в первую очередь для самого себя я хочу. Я потому что верю в себя и верю в то, что я способен стать лучшим. Поэтому в первую очередь самому себе хочется доказать, стать чемпионом, продолжать выигрывать. И, конечно же, обрадовать своих близких, которые за меня переживают, болеют.
Well, first of all, it's motivation for myself. I have to prove to myself that I can be the champion, that all that hard work that I put behind, it's going to pay off. And then obviously for my family, for friends and family, I have to show that all this work I've been putting behind going to be worth something.
All the best to you both.
Last question, pinging it back to Dan Hardy.
Thanks, Gabby. So just one question each from me. First of all, Ramazan, this is a 5-round fight. Does that change anything for you in your preparations and in your game planning for the fight?
Ты понял вопрос,
Алекс, я вопрос понял. Я просто на русском скажу, ты им скажи. Конечно, подготовка поменялась, потому что я всегда готовился к 3-раундовому бою, а сейчас у меня 5-раундовый бой, и еще соперник намного сильнее моей прежней позиции. Соперник у меня очень такой, который за каждую секунду боя будет рубиться, не захочет даже 1 секунду боя проиграть. Поэтому у меня тяжелая подготовка, и готовимся уже совсем по-другому.
Yes, definitely that affected the approach this time. 5-round fight. That's nothing. That's something I haven't done before, so we prepared for that. And it's been in general very hard camp that I had. It's one of the hardest camps I had. Because I know Jason, he's not going to give you a second to relax. He's always looking for finishes. So we put a lot of work, and it's been really hard camp this time.
Nice. And for Jason, kind of a similar question. How do you get your experience and those extra 2 rounds to make a difference for you in this fight?
I'm bringing all my brethren them from overseas, you know what I'm saying, that know with the sambo and wrestling, and you know, I line up a lot of partners that I know are gonna push me and move the way he do. And there's a lot of guys in our gym that are similar than he is, but much better. And nothing changed for me, you know what I'm saying, because I'm just gonna go out there and do what I do best, which is beat Jason Jackson that night.
I'm really looking forward to it. Good luck to both of you. Good luck with the rest of your training camps.
And Ramazan,
Yes, Ramazan.
salam alaikum to you and your family. And inshallah, I'm gonna retain the belt. Nothing bad to you, my brother. Respect.
I'm respect too.
All right.
Awesome. Good luck with the rest of the training camp, guys, and safe travels to Dublin. It's going to be a very special night. The Irish crowd are a very special audience to fight in front of. They're going to really appreciate you both. Right, you guys can head out now, and we can move on to the co-main event, guys.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Have a good day. Bless. Yes.